Hey guys, it's Kaz, and welcome back to another episode of the New Year's SMP. A lot of stuff has happened, similar to last time. First and foremost, we got an orb in front of us, and while I head home, I'm going to explain the story of this bad boy. As you know, there's a death counter on this server, and as you also might know, I'm not the most gifted in terms of avoiding death. So I have the highest death counter on the server, and you could say that's cool. Um, and there are two people, to my knowledge, that have zero deaths, and this is something incredible. This is something to be bragged about, but not too much. You see, one of these individuals is very pleased with this zero death title and brings it up frequently, as they did on the previous server. And so I planned on the last time when we attempted to kill them in order to raise this death counter so that they could stop being all hee look at me. They combat logged and then never returned. Anyway, I decided that it would be useful to do the same thing. So I organized a time where I would be near them. I popped strength potions and I popped a weakness potion on him. And then he just ran in circles, waiting for the weakness potion to run out. I managed to hit him enough times that he used up a totem of undying, and then he just hopped in a boat and ran away for 2,000 blocks. And then when he got to his house, he left the game. And now this might be considered a combat log. I honestly think it's alright just because class was starting at the time. So it's not really a big of a deal. Anyway, that orb is centered around where he logged off, and there's a bunch of TNT in there, TNT minecards, something that'll give him a fun time when he logs back in. So throughout this video, we're going to keep an eye out. Hopefully we see that he joined and has blown up. With that out of the way, I also did get this. I put netherite on my thing. That's not really that interesting because I was smelting it in the last video. I had diamond. It's only reasonable that I put it on. I got this axe, which was designed to kill Tom. Didn't work out. Now I just have a nice axe. It has Silk Touch and Efficiency 5, which means I can harvest melons really quickly for villagers. Sorry, I just had to take a drink. And speaking of villagers, I think it's honestly time we get to work on our village. I think that we should flatten this entire village, wipe it off the map. And then I went to build a villager breeder, and I went to build an auto pumpkin farm so that I can sell pumpkins to farmers. And I also want to make a nice barn for the cows and the sheep because they've been abused for too long. Anyway, I guess I'll just get right into it. I don't think there's going to be much more talking unless Ryan joins the game. So enjoy the time lapse of me just destroying this whole place. Oh, I also got mending and efficiency on my tools and stuff, as you can see. These are my tools. See you in a sec. Hey, so this is Kaz from the future. I'm editing this video on January 7th, and it was all recorded on January 6th. So things have changed since this has been recorded, but I will be showing you a little current base tour at the end of this time lapse. Basically, right now I'm just destroying all the village, just because I needed space to build stuff, and it was ugly, and I wasn't using it. And also, I got tons of wood, so, might as well. And initially, as you probably just saw, I did try and light these buildings on fire. What I quickly discovered is that, well, not quickly, but what I eventually discovered is that the fire spread is off, and later I asked about this, and it was because Ben apparently lit a forest on fire, like just for funsies, and then it quickly got out of control and started lagging the server, so fire spread had to be turned off. And then I ended up just manually breaking all these village houses down to make room for future builds. The only thing that I left was the well, because I covered up my infinite water source, and I also left all the paths because they're annoying to take down. I will eventually be taking them down, probably off camera, just because you can only have so many time lapses. And that's about it for the village. what I ended up building is I expanded my farm pens, and I will hopefully be building a barn eventually, and I want to have like all a bunch of different colored sheep also. So we'll see about that because like different colored wool would be useful for builds, and I could maybe even build like a pixel art statue. But we'll see how it works. But I'll probably wait until we get shulker boxes for that. I do have a list of plans that I have in my base. I'll show you that at the end of this time lapse, as I said. And the design that I used for the villager breeder is I was initially planning on having wheat as the farm, but I figured out that wheat doesn't actually work because the design is you have a farmer with a plot of farm, um, and the farmer will mine or harvest or whatever all the carrots and whatever, and then throw them to neighboring villagers because like food and whatever. And then once villagers get a certain amount of food and there's more beds than there are villagers, they will breed to make more, and populate the village. And that's how it works. Then there's a little tube and the little baby will shoot out. I'll show you. It'll be easy to explain visually, so I'll show you how that works eventually. Um, and I was gonna do wheat because I trade wheat with most of my villagers, but wheat doesn't count as like food. I think they can make it into bread, but even if that's true, then I can't trade bread with villagers, so it doesn't really matter. So I made it carrots, because carrots are better than potatoes because you don't need to cook them and you can make golden carrots. So I did that, and I also ended up adding like a zombie pitfall area so that I can lure zombies into it so I can zombify villagers and I can get zombie villagers which I can turn into normal villagers. Um, and I didn't link the design in the description because one, it's a really popular design, so I'm sure if you just Google villager breeder you'll find it. And two, because I swear that I've seen this exact design, like including little details like the trapdoors and the glowstone and stuff. Um, on another video with a different person talking, and both of them are acting like they made the design. So I honestly don't really want to give credit to someone who didn't make it. I'm sure you could just look it up. I haven't done research into who made it, who didn't, because it doesn't really matter. Again, look up villager breeder, you'll find it. It's not that important. So I didn't link it. And I did actually end up making it out of acacia, which I thought was kind of interesting because it's the villager thing, and I made it out of their houses, which I just broken. And oh, did I mention Ryan ended up surviving the orb of obsidian. I don't actually know how because I tested it with a totem of undying and full blast protection for netherite armor in a test world, and I died every time I tested it. So I have no idea how he lived. He said he only took 1 heart of damage, which is insane considering it should have killed him twice over. Um, and I've decided to shelf the murder Ryan idea, at least for now, because it's very likely that he's actually some immortal deity blessed by our gods above. And so we'll figure it out later. I'm thinking possibly I might use potions of harming, or maybe I'll just do a giant pit straight to bedrock. Either way, we'll figure it out. But for right now, I'm going to postpone that. Speaking of beef with other people, I'm curious what you guys want to see. Do you prefer it when I'm just kind of doing my own thing? I'm building up my village. I'm living my best life, or do you like the kind of conflict between players and like the server politics and what's going on, like events? And I honestly probably just continue to do a mix of both because that's just what I've been doing. I've been just uploading whatever's been happening, and I'll just keep regularly uploading. But if you guys don't really care about seeing what it is I'm building, then I might just focus on doing kind of like recap stuff, like I would like you would see videos for other SMPs, the way more popular ones. There's recap videos. I might make those if that's what you're interested in. So let me know in the comments. And also, if you're here and you've watched this far, and you're not like one of my friends that are on this server, then you should probably subscribe. Once the server's done, I plan on using all the skills that I've learned from making these videos and just making more content that I'm happy with, because I'm pretty happy with these SMP videos. Obviously, there's things I would change looking back on it. There's some episodes that I'm not as pleased with, but I feel like each time I make something, I feel like it's better. So let me know what you want and stick around if you're new. Also, let me know if you know why, because my villager breeder produced acacia villagers for a while, And then afterwards, it started making like different colored villagers. I don't actually know what biome they're from, but it's different. So let me know what that's about if you know why that happened. Um, Also, I think that's about it, honestly. Oh, I guess the something I was gonna say is that the black sheep I noticed while recording this, they look like nuns if you look at them in the face, and I thought that was kind of funny. But there's not much else I have to say. There's a couple minutes left of time lapse, so if you want to just sit back and enjoy, I'll catch you at the end of this with a little recap of what's going on, what I plan to do, and what my base looks like right now, when it's not sped up 10,000 times and a day old footage. So, see you in the future, I guess. Hey friends, it's Kaz, and I'm coming out of this right after recording the voiceover, and I figured I'm gonna miss this creeper a couple times. Whatever, he's fine. I want to show you the nuns, little lasses, and my cows. As you can see, I put the sheep in an actual containment, and I set them all up. This is the villager breeder. Um, this here is the zombie pit. I'll show you later. This is where the farmer will throw carrots to these two guys. They will see that there's 4 beds and 2 villagers or 3 villagers or whatever, and decide that it's time to make a baby, and the baby will fall below them into the pit of babies, you know. And then over here, I have a way to access the inside. If you go up here, you can go out here to this like kind of diving board type thing, and you can either come off here onto the sides, or there's a ladder here and you can actually climb on trapdoors like they're ladders. And I set it up so there's not a ladder all the way to the bottom, one because the carrots are there, and two because villagers can climb ladders and that's scary. And then if you want, you can go over here, and then at night I'm going to stand here and get zombies in here because they'll think that these are blocks and fall into the hole, or zombie villagers, because 1 in 20 zombies are zombie villagers, then I can heal those zombie villagers and already get the deals on them, and it's just nice. So I'll bring you downstairs and show you the new and improved trading hall. Oh, but first let's check this out. So this is my to-do list slash notes. Dye Colton signs, that's actually done. He did it himself. Or someone else did. Mow sheep, because I want different colored sheeps. Mow villagers, because I need more villagers right now. I have just 4. 2 of them are librarians, 2 are farmers. Terraform, I need to get rid of the paths, and I need to move the well closer. I need more netherite. My shovel and sword are netherite. I need to make the house taller, because right now it looks dumb and short and like a chode. Laugh at Ryan, that one actually I can't do because he survived. More emeralds, pretty self-explanatory. Make mine pretty, I want to make the mine pretty and move it a little closer. Don't terrorist, don't be a terrorist. I'm not a terrorist. I would never do anything plant TNT under Joker's base. You know how it is. Wheat farm, because I want to trade wheat. Might just not make a wheat farm, but I guess I kind of need one for the sheep and cows, so we'll see how that works. Big trade hall, kind of under construction. Iron farm, I heard there was going to be an iron farm built. I don't know if that's happening. Pig XP farm, that could be cool, like on another roof. Beef with Tom, question mark, we'll see. Ryan is divine, you know, how did he survive that one? I feel like that's kind of explanatory, like what happened with that? He's like blessed by God. And then eventually I want to go to the end with the homies and get some shulker boxes and stuff. Now let's check this out. These are my guys. I got the mending dude here, and he actually got me soak touch as well, which I don't really need. I got thorns on this guy, and I got this guy will buy the carrots, because hopefully this farm will produce carrots. That's how it works. This guy, he has wheat and carrots. In here, this is where the villagers are. I got this is the zombie pit, and then here, this guy I released because he was all stuck in weird. This is the baby maker. We got 3 in there. You can see that some of them are different colors. I don't know what the deal is with that. I think that one might be like plains villagers, but I have no idea. And then they'll grow up in there, and then eventually I'll release them. And that's why I have a fence gate here, just so that even if I do release them, they can't get out. See, carrots are getting produced because sometimes the farmer will throw them and it'll get missed by these guys. It'll fall down here into that hopper, and then I'll be able to trade that with the villagers. And that's how this works. I plan on like expanding this villager section out either this way or making a hallway like in that direction and that direction with more villagers. We'll see how it works. And that's honestly it, really. That's my area, and that's honestly going to be the end of this video. So let me know what's going on, how you've been doing, and I'll catch you next time. This has been Kaz. Have a good one.